power of positivity. My name's Dan Drake. I'm one of the world's first professional pancake artists and co-founder of Pancake. I started making pancake art in 2009 as a fry cook at a little diner in South St. Louis. And it was just sort of a parlor trick to try and make my tips better. I started really simple, just doing smiley faces stacked on top of one another, and the very first time I ever served one, I got a $15 tip. So I kept making them. After about 5 years of making pancakes, just as a little trick at my day job, a photo of me ended up going viral. I landed on national television, and ever since then, folks have been calling to ask if I do birthday parties. So pancake art can be pretty easy to get into, but to do really amazing stuff, it can take a lot of practice because I've got all these bottles with these fine tips on them with liquid batter in them, and there's a lot of things you have to learn about, like how to control a liquid, how to layer something properly, how not to burn yourself on the griddle, all these sorts of things. So it's very low barrier to entry. This is cheaper than any art supplies I've ever tried to buy, but also to get really good at it, it takes a lot of practice. So my process with pancake art is, at the start of a session, I'll mix a bunch of plain pancake batter, and I'll put it into these individual little squeeze bottles with these fine tips on them. And then we'll add a couple of drops of whatever color I want that batter to be. You know, I'll look at an image that I'm going to draw and mix all the colors for a face or for a cartoon character or something. And you shake them all up, you get all these different colors, but they're all the same consistency because they came from the same batch of batter. And then you just take one of these and start drawing shapes right onto the griddle. I usually draw with my griddle off, and then at the end of the process, I'll turn it on, cook it all the way through. Once it's cooked, I can flip it over, and boom, it reveals. One of the first videos we ever filmed was a time-lapse of all 151 original Pokemon, and this was before I used colors in the batter. I was using the heat of the griddle to create contrast. It was grueling, but it was also one of our first successes, like having an idea, executing the idea, posting it online, and getting a positive response, getting some degree of virality. If you're someone who wants to start creating pancake art, one of the #1 things I will tell you, the first thing I will tell anybody I'm teaching this, is mistakes are delicious. No matter how your pancake looks, it's going to taste just as good as one that I make tastes. And yeah, if you just kind of lean into it and have fun with it, eventually you'll learn how it works, you'll get better at it, and before you know it, you'll be making stuff that blows your mind. So, mistakes are delicious.